How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dotv Outdoors TV. In this episode, the pre-rut's starting to kick off. So there's a little bit of a timeline gap here between the last episode and this episode. So in the episode that my mom kills her first deer, it goes from her killing her first deer to her surgery, which happened in November. But there's also that time period between that we also filmed, and that's what these episodes are going to cover. So it's now a couple weeks after my mom and I killed our deer. I still ain't seeing any mature bucks wandering around, but I am starting to see a lot of activity, starting to see a couple rubs kind of showing up, starting to get a little bit of that pre-rut activity.
It's the morning of October 29th. It's like super calm and still in the woods this morning. I'm not seeing a lot of birds or squirrels or whatever, but we went in just like dead calm. And, it's not typically a good sign in this woods when it's completely dead calm, but I'm hoping that pre-rut activity is starting to kick in, that we might see something here, but I still don't have a target buck picked out in here. Hopefully that changes soon. I haven't had any real mature bucks on camera yet, or have seen any. So that's gonna be one of our tasks today. Hopefully, is to see a big mature buck.
There was a few deer that came in early in the morning behind me. I wasn't able to turn the camera to film them, but about an hour later, a few more does came in and started making their way my direction. These deer come in and graze for a really long time, but they keep looking behind me, but I never do see anything. And I'm, I don't want to turn too much because, usually when they look like in a certain direction, usually there's another deer coming. But I never heard anything, I never seen anything, and then watch what happens next.
That was crazy. I'm sitting here watching these two does. All of a sudden this little 8-pointer comes in out of nowhere. Nowhere. It just chases them off. Like, I didn't hear a twig snap. I didn't hear a leaf crunch. I didn't hear nothing behind me. And then he just comes in, just like full throttle after them things. Wow. I thought he was going to hit the ladder in my stand. He was like right here.
But I'm just sitting there watching them graze, and this buck comes out of nowhere. I don't hear him coming or anything. He just like full throttle, like sends it through there. And I honestly thought he was going to hit my ladder, because when I seen him running, or heard him running, I looked down, I see him coming, and he's maybe like a foot from the ladder in my tree stand. And he just comes barreling through there. And at the time, I say in the video that it was a small buck, but really, even though he was young, he had a pretty good sized rack on him. And, I hope he made it through the year, because he's going to be a stud this year if he did. That was the first pre-rut activity I actually seen myself. And but nothing else happened that morning, so I decided to get down. I recently bought a ground blind that I could put at the edge of the property that I could sneak in and out of really quick if I'm ever on a time crunch, because like I said in previous episodes, working, a full-time job and then coming out and hunting in the evenings before that time change, it just allows me a quick place I can sneak in. Also, too, if the weather's bad, I can get in there and kind of take shelter from the bad weather. It wasn't too long in that first sit in the blind, and here comes a little doe. Wasn't too long after that, here comes another one. So I'm watching that last doe walk off, and all of a sudden, the largest flock of turkeys I've ever seen starts coming my way. Several of these turkeys are definitely shooters, but honestly, guys, I couldn't remember if I had a bow turkey tag or not. So I started digging around in my wallet trying to find one, and unfortunately, I don't. All I can do is sit here and watch all these turkeys just walk on by. Well, that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I know it's not the most action-packed episode ever, but like I said in the very first episode, not all hunting is about the kill. Sometimes it's about the stories, it's about the memories made, and it's about some of the crazy experiences that you see in the wild, and about what you might forget to bring along with you. In this instance, it was very important because it was my archery turkey tag. So I'm glad I didn't end up shooting one, just assuming I had it. I'm glad I checked because I couldn't honestly remember if I bought it or not, but I'm so glad that I double-checked before I squeezed that trigger, because I did have the crossbow with me that night. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. I will see you in the next one. God bless you. See you next time.